intelligence. In all of our years as apes, we've strived to gain more intelligence stats. This video is going to be showcasing some of the most 5-head high IQ plays that I've seen this week from various people.
A new weapon in the war on Ukraine, deep fake videos. This one purports to show Ukraine's heroic President Zelensky supposedly telling his soldiers to surrender and give up your arms. But no one was fooled by such an obvious fake. Here it is side by side with the real Zelensky, who's been praised around the world for his bold leadership and refusal to abandon Kyiv. Sam Gregory is an expert on deep fakes.
The man's body doesn't look like Zelensky. His neck doesn't look like Zelensky.
Imagine, there's nuclear weapons, a nuclear arsenal. There's all types of flying machines capable of reaching speeds beyond our fathomable 2 human legs or 4 wheels could even imagine. But with all those tools with all these ways of wreaking havoc and inflicting damage, someone decided on the most intelligent means of action. I want to congratulate whoever the fuck thought of using a deep fake to get the enemy army's troops to surrender. Now I know that this is a real war and this is real life, but beyond all of the hardships that these people are going through, and beyond all of the realism and the atrocities of war, you have to be able to acknowledge that this shit is funny as fuck. It's like something out of the Call of Duty campaign storyline. I mean, it's just ridiculous, like, the fact that this is happening in real life. It's amazing. It sucks to be alive at this time, but I'm also very happy to be alive at this time because I never would have thought that they would use... Who would have ever thought that Russians would employ genjutsu or that hypnosis magic on such a large scale? This is truly a new form of warfare, and I just want to congratulate whoever thought of this, because it's not a dangerous means of fighting. It's just big-brained, 5-head, truly 200 IQ play. Next in the news, what you're about to see is far more triggering and it's far more outrageous. In order to prove this person's intelligence, I have to juxtapose them to the pinnacle of art displayed on the screen right now is a thumbnail and a title by Matt Walsh. Now, I bring this up because I just learned recently that 50% of Gen Zers that took a survey think that traditional gender roles are obsolete and irrelevant. What a time to be alive. Now, this is quite self-explanatory, and it's obvious why these people would be included in the high IQ video. These are some of the most intelligent people out. To believe someone based purely on word is beyond the feats of the most intelligent people. To allow someone to use their feelings to sway the masses, to use their emotions to change their gender, it's merely magnificent and a feat of intelligence beyond my comprehension. Now, it's about to get really confusing, but follow along. So, what's displayed right now is basically there's this cheerleader. She was at the basketball game. One of the players on the opposite team told her, and I quote, "Shut the fuck up." And so she decides to storm off. So, these two comments are at Puff of Smoke. Puff of Smoke is the subject of today's debauchery. He says, let's put on our big boy pants and grow some balls. I understand that is not acceptable and should not have happened. On the other hand, her behavior was unacceptable as well. She could have just continued. In reference to the cheerleader who could have stayed on the court and finished her game instead of charging off because she was told to shut the fuck up. Now, the first comment that I had seen was actually one that said that it's like she hasn't faced any adversity in her life at all. And that's where this whole thread starts. I would just like to showcase person and how they interact with others on the. So we've all been in the YouTube comment section and we've all seen people going back and forth for hours. We've seen people make points that don't make any sense. And we've seen people use some pretty blatant fallacies in their arguments. But this takes the cake for today. So Puff of Smoke is a keyboard warrior, and that's without it. But today, instead of having fun and enjoying himself as a keyboard warrior, he decides he's going to go the latter route and be that obnoxious cunt that no. Clearly, this person is not getting stimulation from anywhere else. If he still lives with his parents are not taking care of him. If he is living with him by himself, then he needs help. Someone please, just like every day, maybe you could just like stop by his house and check up on him, make sure he's okay, hasn't committed the big. Maybe bring him like a box of candy, like a chocolate bar, maybe like some McDonald's, and just talk to him for like 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Check up on the guy because he seems desperate to interact with people, and with the way that he texts or types things out on the internet, I think that maybe people just think he's insufferable and so they don't interact with him. But something definitely went wrong with this. Like this one. Read the bottom comment. Well, let's just read. Dude, this is absolutely nothing compared to what athletes have been going through for the past couple of years. Get over yourself, you said. That seems like a reasonable take whenever you are watching this video. Like, she does walk off the court after a player on the opposite team tells her to shut up. It's not like someone from the crowd told her to shut up or someone from her own team told her to shut up. It's literally the opposite team. I think it would be pretty reasonable for the opposite team to want you to stop cheering against them, or just how that could be obnoxious to them. Cheer is definitely not supposed to be used as a weapon to change the tide of the game, but it most definitely is. And if you watch any cheer movies, or if you've been to an actual sports event and you listen to what they're cheering, or you just see how they are acting and dressed, it's pretty obvious that the cheerleading teams on the sidelines are kind of a tool in the game. And it's not unreasonable for a person, even in the video that Inside Edition put out, they talked to a newspaper person from the college, and he was like, yeah, I think it's pretty, I think I can understand why during the heat of the game you would tell her to shut the fuck up. Like, he literally defends the person that says it. And then in the comment section, you just have Puff of Smoke here. And he sees her, he thinks that she's gonna stumble across this video, see the comment section, and she's just gonna wanna marry him. He says in response, what is disturbing is you think this is okay and you seem to think this is hilarious. If you've lived in a household of abuse your whole life, I feel sorry for you. Now, that takes the cake. That's the reason why he's on the list of the people with the highest IQ. Because based on a person's single reply, where they told someone to suck it up, basically. Someone that's acting very childish and entitled. They told them to suck it up. This motherfucker, Puff of Smoke, it comes to her defense, and he's spitting facts. I think that this guy definitely does have some type of problem to try to diminish this cheerleader's experience, to diminish her experience and say that she needs to suck it up, to think that it's okay to act that way towards someone and expect no repercussions. Oh my